Good morning, everybody. We are Signal Centre Talking Ball. It's the 7th of September. I'm Joe Neighbour, joined by Steve O'Hare and Ian Coleman. Morning, gents.
Good morning.
Happy Monday to you all.
Indeed.
Yes, and you.
Nice relaxing weekend.
Fairly hectic on Saturday, just running kids around, football matches and various bits and pieces. But other than that, it's fairly chilled. How about you guys?
I was working in the garden. I'm all a bit achy working in the garden.
Digging.
Tina, have you doing loads of jobs?
Yeah. Body can't take it anymore.
So what have you been doing then?
Just screwing things together and hammering things. Just like just nothing.
Just anything.
Expert, aren't you?
It is. It's just.
I think you're gonna have to take some pictures of the end result because I'm intrigued now.
Everything's just so painful. We sort of like we've got this. What's the plant that climbs all over the place, but it's really nice. Everyone.
Creeper.
Wisteria.
Wisteria, and it's like the next door neighbour's wisteria comes over into our garden, and it is absolutely fantastic. So we're training it to go all over our garden, and I just thinking one day he might just chop it down. Well, sort of thinking,
possibly.
What happens then? But yeah, it's sort of like putting wires up all over the place and making it into a bit of a roof. So yeah, it looks quite exciting. Looks crap at the moment, but it will look okay. Well, it doesn't look crap. It looks okay, but it will look better in a few years.
Have you ever thought about going out and just purchasing your own wisteria?
No, because it takes about 150 years to grow even that much.
We've got some outside the front of ours. It has to flower or something. It takes 3 years for that to happen or something.
Yeah,
silly.
so
yeah, it must be a slow news day if we're talking about gardening still.
New York holiday,
2
isn't
minutes
it?
in.
New York holiday.
Yeah. So US and Canada are off today due to it being Labor Day bank holiday. So it is expected to be a quiet day off the back of non-farm payrolls on Friday. They were a bit of a mixed bag, but in the end, stocks sold off quite aggressively. More selling on the tech front, especially. Although we're sort of fairly flat today for most of the indices by the looks of things on the open.
Yeah, I think there seems to be a little bit of bearish sentiment hanging about. Obviously, last week's bearish candles in the Dow Jones look a little bit ominous, but we'll see what we get. I suppose tomorrow now.
Do you want to show your charts on the Dow, Steve, or on the US indices? What you're looking at there?
Yeah. So this is the weekly chart on the Dow. Looks a little bit negative. Rejected the move above 29,000, and Nasdaq obviously again that's a bearish outside candle. That's a bit ominous. So I think we get a break of 11,140 this week. There could be a bit more of a retracement. Obviously,
it could still be very bullish, though, couldn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
It does.
These dips sort of like are very short-lived, but they don't look great. FTSE is under pressure. I think that might continue as well. We've got the EU and UK not really agreeing on things when it's coming to Brexit, so that could influence this week, and maybe the euro sterling's the one to watch. Although it's been under a little bit of mixed but negative price action, I think there's potential. I'm sort of slightly bullish on euro sterling just because
I think you looked quite bullish this morning on that hourly chart I was looking at. As you say, with Brexit back in the news, there was chat about no deal being thrown around as well, sort of trying to chuck that in.
Yeah, if we extend this down, we've sort of we've broken above that downward trending resistance. So I think it's slightly positive, really. But I don't know. You've got to maybe wait for timing. Maybe have a little bit of a throwback to this level, 89.40. That's the sort of like level to watch. I think we can draw a little upward trend line. It's a bit difficult to draw when you've got all these little imagery on it. Yeah, so 89.40 maybe is a place to sort of set the longs. A little bit bearish at the moment, but looking for to buy the dip.
Nice.
That's me.
Cool. Ian, you look at anything on the charts?
Yeah. Just revisiting the dollar index. Really, I mean, I think the euro is going to sort of be sidewards up. I think for the week, but then we've got the ECB meeting and the big news event on Thursday, and you had the ECB member Lane last week saying that basically the euro was overpriced, and I think if you get any rhetoric along that sort of path on Thursday, then we could see a decent turnaround in the euro. But I mean, this is dollar indexed, and I'm sort of looking. This is that's 8 hour. That's a 4 hour chart. I'm wondering whether or not we're going to get a reverse head and shoulders here. So, like I said, at the moment, I think the bias is to the downside, but for the dollar index, but potentially sort of looking at something like that. So left shoulder, neckline, and then head here, and then a right shoulder forming over here. And if you look on this intraday chart, this looks like a little head and shoulders pattern. Again, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. So it's sort of coming down to that sort of support level, which I think might happen. I mean, if you look at euro dollars on the big time frames, that was this is a monthly chart, and it hit that trend line resistance pretty well. And if you go to this time frame, which is what we talked about last week, 261.8% fib up here, and we had an EMA, one of our unique resistance levels there at 119.72. But if we go to this time frame, so it's a bit of a mixed bag, and this is the hourly. That's a trend of higher lows. In fact, I'll just bring it out to 4 hours. So that's a trend of higher lows, which has caught that dip late on Friday. But we've got a really big resistance zone up here. It's a 78.6% fib at 119.62. It's a swing high at 119.65 from there, and our bespoke resistance at 119.68. So I think the bias, the intraday bias, is bullish. I think if we get towards this sort of zone by Thursday, then it's going to offer quite a decent selling opportunity for a potential right shoulder. And then if it breaks this line, we're all the way down here at 115.70. So, you know, risk reward, stop above here, trigger there, target there. It's going to be about, I don't know, 15 to 1 or something.
Nice.
So that's really what's caught my eye quite early this morning. And a lot of the other dollar pairs as well, they've sort of hit big fibs. This is cable. It's at 161.8%, but then again, these dips are just finding buyers. So again, I think sort of dollar to move to the downside at the start of the week. And then this is dollar Swiss. So again, it was a big fib confluence area here, but we've hit some resistance. Head and shoulders again, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. So that's what I'm really seeing on all of them. And then this one as well, which is, let's get rid of that. 73.90 was our EMA. And then again, we've got 261.8% here. But again, on Friday, that dip being bought into. So I think, again, sort of selling dollars at the beginning of the week and then going the other way. But I'm against you in euro sterling. And I might use that as my gun to the head. It's only 89.65 was our bespoke resistance. But I'm going to try and work out why I'm going to sell it in a minute.
Okay. I haven't really got much more to add, to be honest. On top of that, the only market that might be of interest, aside from what you've already mentioned to people watching, is gold. I've had this triangle pattern on the chart for some time, and it's sort of not really doing an awful lot, to be totally honest. It's seems to be a bit stuck. Bit of a range forming here. Intraday looking to sell a rally. Just a 50% move of this latest swing move up to here, 1954. Overall, I am bullish on the medium term. So, you know, clearly some mixed signals being offered there on gold right now. Oil was quite interesting. That
I've just got to get this call, boys.
Sorry, go ahead. On oil, break of this channel. Let's go 4 hour. So there's a break of this channel, reasonable sort of pullback, which then resulted in some fairly aggressive selling. So that's looking as though that could correct lower. in the short term. So still looking to sell rallies in oil at the moment. That pretty much covers it. So I guess we can jump onto the gun to the head stuff from Friday. It was a bit of a washout for all of us. We had 3 trades and 3 stops. We were buying indices, Steve, on Friday, which didn't
Why the
work out
hell
too
did we
well.
do that?
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
Or did we? Yeah, we did. You bought that. Wrong thing in there. So you bought S&P, I bought NASDAQ.
No, I sold it. I sold it.
Ian sold a dollar index, which we expected to have the opposite side of the trade to what we took, but that didn't work out either. So 3 stop outs, and that put a little bit of a dent in the overall P&L, but we had a decent run in the last couple of days, the start of last week. So overall, we are still looking okay. You got anything you're looking at today for a trade?
Pretty struggling actually. The obviously with indices, US indices going to be quiet this afternoon. I'm sort of silver. I'm looking at this level around the $26 area as a opportunity to buy the dip that we're seeing in precious metals.
Yep.
Cantonar. I'm sort of we're right in the sort of mid levels, so I don't really want to do anything.
No, it feels like that, doesn't it? But you know, you've got
Yeah.
a gun to your head, mate. So if you don't say something, someone's going to blast your brains out.
I'll take that. I don't mind that.
That's preferable.
All right. Yeah, I'd rather do that. Okay, let's go for a real long shot here. Aussie 200.
Wow.
Yeah, it's all. I'm sort of thinking, almost going against what my gut is telling me. Let's do this head and shoulders formation. Actually, let's take it down to there, make it look a little bit more reasonable. So maybe if we do, I'd rather be buying a break of 59.75. So that's my ideal idea. But what I'll do is, because we've got this potential for a reverse head and shoulders, I'll get long at 59.28. I'll target a move to 60.48. And can I get away with that sort of stop? Yeah, I'll get away with a 30-tick stop. So getting long at 59.28, targeting 60.48, and stop at 58.98, just below 6,000 level, which 5,900 level, which will be a bit psychological, but it'll be below the this potential right shoulder. So okay. That's me.
Great. I'm going to take a look at cable, just because we was all slating sterling at the start of the video, based on the fact that obviously we've got some more Brexit news coming back into the fold. We also talked about dollar index potentially having a little bit of a move lower, but possibly starting to form some sort of bottom. So I'm going to buy cable because I think sterling's had a decent move lower, and therefore it could potentially bounce. So going to buy that 132.27. Going to target a move below the recent swing low here. Sorry, stop loss below the recent swing low here at 31.74. I'm going to target a move to 134.00. So 3 to 1 risk reward on that.
Did you miss me?
Didn't even know you went.
Gone.
I knew you were going to say that. I don't know you're going to say that.
You knew it, didn't you? You walked into that one. Go on then, mate. Guns ahead.
Right, I've gone long of cable. Over to you, mate.
Oh, going longer. Look what I've got on my chart.
He listened to you. That's what he was doing. He was listening.
No, I can see his chart on the bottom.
No, I am short of euro sterling, and we're also long of sterling yen. We got long of sterling yen at 35. So I was thinking, if I'm getting long of sterling and everything, I might as well get long in sterling dollars. I'm going to follow you, Joe. I'm allowed to do that, aren't I?
Do what you like.
So I'm going to get long now because I like this 261.8% fib, and believe it or not, we've got bespoke support there on 31.74, which it clipped late on Friday. So I'm going to have a bit of that. I don't know what your risk reward was or whatever. I'm going to go really aggressive.
I won't tell you and see what you do.
Long. That swing low. There you go. Here you go. 132.28, 133.68, 131.93, 4.27.
Sorry, what was your stop loss on that?
131.93.
Okay. Good luck.
What did Stevie do?
He went short of Aussie. The Aussie index, ASX. Oh no, he went long of the ASX, sorry.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay, so there's 3 new trade ideas for today. As we did say, we're expecting it to be fairly quiet today because of the US holiday. I think we covered most of the relevant news with regards to Brexit. Of course, there is further news with regards to coronavirus in the UK, which isn't looking particularly healthy. That reached its highest level in 3 months and prompting fears of a second wave in the UK. Any thoughts about that, gents? Just as the kids are going back to school?
I think it's all a bit. Don't worry about it. We'll be all right.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
That was my doctor on the phone, and he was saying that he can't see me because I had an appointment today. But his son went to school on Thursday and Friday, and has come back with a temperature, and now he's got to wait for his COVID results.
So So his son came home.
So yeah, he's a local GP. His son's come home on Friday with a temperature.
Affected the whole school.
They've both had the tests over the weekend, and now he's working from home because he can't see anybody.
Right, fucking getting ridiculous. So his son's come home, ran home. He's got he's a bit hot, and we're going to shut down the school.
Yeah,
going to shut down the school, are we?
And the doctor's surgery.
Fucking get a grip, mate. So we're going to get a spike in infection rates because we're going to do more testing. That's work it out, everyone.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
Well, it's going to be a challenging few.
In the garden with your hammer, Steve. I think that's what you need.
I'll tell you what I'd like to do with the hammer. Right, we better go before I get banned.
Yeah, all right, mate. Well, good luck, everybody, on your trades. We will catch you all tomorrow morning and trade safe.
Indeed.
Yeah, and cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.